Good evening, October 22nd, 2014. Now the time is 6:25 in the evening. Because of this Diwali festival, I need to change the schedule for today. And one more information, tomorrow, this entire India is celebrating Diwali festival. And some of our friends have asked for a holiday for tomorrow. Let's take it a holiday tomorrow and after tomorrow. Because day after tomorrow, I'm leaving for Bangalore. And Saturday, Sunday, I'll be there in Bangalore. And our next class will be on Monday, that is 27th of October. So from then onwards, we'll be meeting again regularly. But enjoy these holidays. I wish you all a very, very happy Diwali. And let's start today's session. Yesterday, I was talking to you something about Indian hockey coach. That gentleman, he was from Australia and he submitted the resignation letter because of the pay issues. And during our discussion, I was also telling you that he may withdraw the resignation letter once there is a negotiation. Same thing happened today. That gentleman has withdrawn his resignation. It's a good sign. But such type of disputes and conflicts should not come into the picture. Otherwise, it will be affecting the whole game. And unnecessarily, there will be some tensions. And whatever the healthy relations were there, that will be disturbed. So anyway, it's a good news. He withdrew his resignation letter. And apart from this, we have some more information. So let's try to understand that. A few days back, I was talking to you something about the Right to Information Act, which came into existence in India in the year 2015. So since that time, we have every right to get the information. And with respect to that, I would like to update to you the latest development, what the Prime Minister's office has taken a decision. Generally, what happens is that whenever we ask any information from any ministry in the government, the information will be given only to the concerned person. Of course, he can share the information with others. That's a different issue. But the latest development is that the information that is sought by any person today, it is going to become online. Meaning, today every ministry has got its own website. If a person is seeking any information from the concerned ministry, apart from fulfilling its responsibilities of giving information to the concerned person, it should also be published in its website. Meaning that information will be accessible to every citizen. Somebody may be asking the question, somebody may be seeking the information. But as a citizen, we have every right to know that information today. It's a beautiful thing. It has already been done by Prime Minister's office, and it has sent the information to other ministries to follow the same thing. The Department of Personnel and Training, I used this term previously also. This department is always functioning under the Prime Minister. This department has given the information. It has sent the circular to all other departments to do the same thing. So from November onwards, whatever the information that is being given to an RTI applicant from the concerned ministry, that is going to become online. It's a very, very good gesture. And I will show you the document if any additional points are there. So we'll have a discussion on that. Look at this. This RTI today, the right to information, it has reached a new level and is implemented from November 2014. So from next month onwards, it is going to come into the picture. Here I have written here the DOPT. It stands for Department of Personnel and Training. It issued official memorandum to all the ministries. Under this, all the replies given under RTI by all the ministries will be posted online so that any member of public can access them. Previously, the information was given only to the concerned person. Now it will be accessible to any person because it is going to become the part of public domain. And look at the last point. The lead was taken by the Prime Minister's office, and it declared on the website about the number of employees working in the PMO. Previously, how many people are working in the PMO, Prime Minister's office? It was not known. Now it is known. So, out of various reforms that are taken by the new government, this is one of the reforms. It's a good sign, meaning right to information is becoming more and more flexible so that the people, the citizens can access the information, right? And because RTI is there in the news, the probable question, from this particular area is that in which year RTI has been implemented, Right to Information Act has been implemented. Kindly remember, it was implemented in October 2005. Since then, it became a weapon in the hands of the citizens to access the information, to seek the information from any government department, with a few exceptions like defense and other strategic departments. Wherever lots of security is involved, in that particular, from that particular department, I cannot seek any information. But otherwise, education, agriculture, health, infrastructure, from anywhere I can seek the information. This is a weapon in the hands of the citizens since the year 2005. Right? That is about the right to information. Kindly remember, since 2005, it is there in effect. Now, I'm opening the document. We'll see the next topic. I'm just scrolling it down. Look at this. Election Commission is there in the news. See, this particular information is related to the so-called paid news. In the previous elections that were held in Maharashtra, recently we have seen in the month of October, very recently we have conducted the elections in Maharashtra, and the new government is yet to be formed. But otherwise, what happens is that there is a concept of paid news that was roaming around in the circles for a quite long period of time. What exactly is this? On the name of circulation, the political parties are paying money to the media, and they are being asked to publish the information. Publish the information in a positive manner. And regarding the achievements done by the government or something positive about some persons. That's the reason it is called the paid news. It may be in the form of cash or in any format. If that is the case, obviously, a citizen will be really confused what to do in the elections. By reading the information, a person will come to a conclusion to whom he is supposed to vote. But with the paid news, what is happening? He is getting the wrong information. It is nothing but influencing the people in a wrong manner. Definitely, that should be considered as a step against the democracy. That's the reason for quite a long period of time, the Election Commission is talking very seriously about this to ban something called the paid news. If you look at this, there was a chief minister for Maharashtra previously by name Ashok Chavan, you must be knowing. This gentleman, the allegations against him was that, so he was involved in the paid news. Very, 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 very unfortunate. And Election Commission has issued the notice, and the process is going on. But otherwise, the Election Commission as of today has no power to take any action against any candidate who is involved in the paid news. That's the reason 2 years back, Election Commission has sent a request to the government to make this as an electoral law. If you have an electoral law, then election commission will be empowered to take action against the concerned person who is involved in the paid news. But for the last 2 years, it is very much pending in the with the government. So we have to wait and watch what is going to happen. That's the reason why the election commission yesterday expressed its concern regarding the concept of the paid news. It should be curtailed, it should be cut down immediately. And it cannot be done. It cannot be done by the election commission alone. That's the reason why election commission also requested that the press council of India should also play a crucial role with respect to curtailing this. And hopefully in a very short period of time, this electoral law will be coming into the picture. Election commission will be more strengthened and action will be taken against the people who are involving in such type of activities like paid news. Until and unless election commission is not empowered in such a manner, taking action against such people will really become a difficult task. Okay, I'll show you the document, and after that I have some questions. I'll show you those questions now. Look at this. The chief election commissioner asked the government to make paid news as an electoral crime. Electoral crime in the sense, this is the crime that is done by the candidates during the times of the elections with respect to the election process. According to the chief election commissioner, if this one is considered to be an electoral crime, it will act like a deterrent. Deterrent in the sense, if you make it an electoral crime, the people who are contesting in the elections or the political parties which are taking part in the elections will be scared, will be feared to involve in such type of activities, because that may lead to their disqualification. It's a very good suggestion that is given by the election commission, but we have to wait and watch what the government is going to do. Look at the last point. The issue is pending with the government for the last 2 years. Of course, the information has reached the government last in the 2 years, but otherwise the concept of paid news was existing in India for quite some time. And this is the high time that India has to take the steps immediately so that we can curtail all such type of activities. Right? I'm scrolling it down. I think I have some questions here. We'll see what exactly are they. These are some simple questions, possible questions in the examination. Who of the following is the Chief Election Commissioner of India? You must be knowing this. Number 1, Harishankar Brahma, that is H.S. Brahma. B, Syed Nazim Ahmad Zaidi. V.S. Sampath. Option C. Option number D is the Sukumar Sen. Definitely it is not Sukumar Sen, because Sukumar Sen was the first Chief Election Commissioner of India. Kindly remember this point, very important. Sukumar Sen was the first election commissioner of India, and the answer for this question should be V.S. Sampath. He's an IAS officer of Andhra Pradesh cadre, and now he is the Chief Election Commissioner of India. And if you look at option A and B, H.S. Brahma and Syed Nazim Ahmad Zaidi, these two are the election commissioners. Kindly remember this. Meaning V.S. Sampath is the chairman, but we should call him as the Chief Election Commissioner, and H.S. Brahma and Ahmad Zaidi, these two are the members, meaning they are called election commissioners. This is the answer. Answer should be option C. Yes, option C is the answer. That is V.S. Sampath. Kindly remember this. We have another question. I am showing it to you. The strength of Election Commission of India. Look at this. A, B, C, D. 3, 5, 6. D is the decided by the president from time to time. If you look at our election commission today, the strength is three. There is one chief election commissioner and two other election commissioners. But this is not fixed by the constitution. Constitution permitted for the strength of the election commission will vary time to time, meaning there is a chief election commissioner and some other election commissioners. How many election commissioners should be there will be decided by the president from time to time. Hence, answer should be option D, that is decided by the president of India from time to time. So option should be D. So D is the answer here. Now look at this. Hopefully I'm clear. So these are the types of the questions that will be asked in the examination. Next. Look at this. We have another point, important one here. Sometimes it will happen. So this type of news will become really highlights. We have seen in the recent past, India, some of the states in India have been ravaged with the floods. And one of the states is Jammu and Kashmir. And we have seen the floods have ravaged even the northeastern states also. And the latest one is that Odisha and Andhra Pradesh have been ravaged. There was a huge loss even for Andhra Pradesh, we have seen. So during that time, the state government will try its best to provide the rescue operations. But the financial support should also be given by the central government. So hence the central government has come into picture. It tried to extend all its support in the rescue operations and also in the financial aid. It's a good thing. Because there were so many floods, so much of loss with respect to both lives and also the property. Some of the important leaders in the country, they have decided not to celebrate Diwali this time. It happened in so many states in India rather. But I am talking about a national leader. That national leader, important person in the country, he decided that he wants to spend the time of Diwali with the flood victims. Let's see the question. Who is that person? After looking at the question, we'll try to answer it. Important person rather. Who of the following political leader announced that he is going to celebrate Diwali with the flood victims in Kashmir? Right? So meaning, we have already seen for the last so many years, Kashmir never expected such type of floods. The entire Kashmir has been ravaged, unfortunately. And one of the important persons in India, he announced that he is going to celebrate Diwali with them. Number one, Rahul Gandhi. Number two, Amit Shah. Number three, Narendra Modi. Number four, Venkaiah Naidu. Hopefully, you know all the names, important people, right? But here the answer is option number three, that is Narendra Modi. It's a welcome gesture. It's a welcome gesture, Prime Minister. It's a good thing. Look at this. So option three is the answer. If you want, you can just read the question once again. Just remember this possible question in the examination. Okay. So I'll just scroll it down. Oh, we have another question. Just a moment. I'll make some adjustment here. Yes. Now, look at the question now. Which of the following states governor has been criticized for speaking in favor of the central government during a press conference? Let's try to see. Let me tell you a few points with respect to this. See here in India, at the highest level, I have somebody called the president. He is the president of India and he is considered to be the nominal executive. Every activity, rather every decision will be taken by the Prime Minister. and that will be forwarded to the President of India. Accordingly, the President of India will be acting, meaning he is giving his consent, and that is going to be implemented. So this is the system what we are following since the beginning, because India is a parliamentary form of government. In parliamentary form of government, president is a nominal executive and prime minister is the real executive. And in India, we also follow a concept called federation. I was telling you the meaning of the federation. In federation, the powers are divided between central government and state governments. That's the reason, whatever the structure we have at the central level, similar type of structure is also existing at the state levels. For entire India, I have the president who is the nominal executive. For each state, I have somebody called governor. He is the first citizen of the state, but a nominal executive. Prime Minister is the real executive for the country, and at the state level, the Chief Minister is a very, very important person for me, and who plays very crucial role, rather the most important man at the state level. He is the real executive. This is how the functions are divided. The structure, whatever is present at the central level, is also existing at the state level. This is how the Constitution has provided various mechanisms. That's the reason most of the times we see the Prime Minister is coming out and speaking out regarding various policy issues or any issue, but not the President of India. In the similar manner, in each state, the Chief Minister will come out and speak on so many things with respect to the policy issues, but not the governor. Because he is the nominal executive, he is expected to take the advice from the Council of Ministers headed by the Chief Minister and give his assent, and the Chief Minister will be performing all the functions. But unfortunately, what happened today, this happened just 2 days back. One of the governors in country, look at this, in India right now I have 29 states and 7 union territories. For each state I have a governor, and these governors are expected to be nominal executives. But one of the governors, during the press conference, he started talking about the policy issues, and he started talking in favor of the Narendra Modi's government at the central level. So that really is considered to be violating the principle of the Lakshman Rekha. You are not expected to speak on all these issues. And that governor was Uttar Pradesh governor. So that led to the criticism. Of course, BJP supported that the governors can speak, but remaining opposition parties started criticizing the governor. How can you speak about such issues? This is what happened. And the question is, which is the state, who is the state governor? And that state is the Uttar Pradesh. Look at this. Which of the following state's governor has been criticized for speaking in favor of the central government during a press conference? A, B, C, D, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, and Andhra Pradesh. Option 3 is the answer. This is the Uttar Pradesh. Option number 3 is the answer. Kindly remember this. Kindly see here, whenever governors speak anything, if something becomes controversial, that will be a possible question in our examination. Look at this. I think I told you this point already. Terry Walsh, yesterday I told you, this gentleman, he is an Australian. He is the present chief coach of Indian hockey team. Yesterday he submitted the resignation. Today he withdrew the resignation. I told you this point in the beginning itself. Now, let me tell you one point. So there is something called D passport. I did not give in much information here, but just try to remember what exactly is the D passport here. We know what is the passport. That is the identification that we belong to so and so country. But here I am talking to you something about the D passport. D stands for diplomatic. It is a diplomatic passport. Generally, that is not generally. In fact, it is not given to the common people. This D passport or diplomatic passport will be given only to the ministers, chief ministers, and other higher officials. So who are going out of the country very, very frequently. Under the D passport concept here, there is no requirement of visa. So because of the high profile of these people, visa is not required for them if they are holding the D passports. And why I am talking to you about this today? Maybe in any examination, it may be a question. D passport will be issued too. Clear? That is the reason I am talking to you. But why? Why only today? It is because the Chief Minister of Telangana yesterday, so he applied for this D passport, diplomatic passports. Of course, he went to this regional passport office in Hyderabad, and he applied for this, and he was sitting in that room, and he filled the formalities, and then he applied for it. So obviously these people will be getting it, and there is a requirement even for the chief ministers, so who will travel abroad very frequently for various studies or something. That's the reason it has been applied by this gentleman. Because of that reason, it is there in the news. Next, I'm opening the document again. I'll just scroll it down. Look at this. Next one. There is something called the coal block allocation. What exactly is this? See here, when it comes to the coal block allocation, in the previous classes also I was talking to you about this. Illegally, without going for the auction, these coal blocks have been allocated to some of the companies. That's the reason why, including the former Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh, some more other ministers plus secretaries in the government were criticized for not following the rules. When it has been questioned, when it became a big issue, this case has reached the Supreme Court. Supreme Court, after verifying various facts, it cancelled all the coal blocks that were allocated, not just during the regime of Dr. Manmohan Singh, but since 1993, all the coal blocks that were allocated were cancelled by the Supreme Court. All of a sudden, when it has been cancelled, the companies which have already got these coal blocks cannot go for more production. They need to stop it. And the land that is allocated to them should be taken back by the government. For that reason, the government has to pass a law. And whenever I am using the word law, I need to go to the parliament, introduce a bill, pass a bill. That will happen only during the session of the parliament. But today, the parliament is not there in the session. That's the reason why the government has decided to go for an ordinance. Whenever I use the word ordinance, Constitution has mentioned it very clearly. Ordinance is a temporary act that will be issued by the President of India only when the parliament is not in the session. If the parliament is in the session, the president cannot issue the ordinance. Hopefully you are following me. Very, very important points I'm speaking to you now. And the day before yesterday, the cabinet headed by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, they have taken a decision and they requested the President of India to issue an ordinance. And yesterday, the President signed the ordinance and it has been issued. And the ordinance will also have the same validity just like that of a law, but for a temporary period of time. But it will come into effect immediately so that the government will take the action and government will take back the land that was already allocated to various companies. Now it is possible because there is an ordinance. But because I am using the word ordinance as a temporary law, that a temporary law must become a permanent law. That will happen once the parliament session begins. Again, a bill will be introduced, and that bill has to be passed by the parliament within 6 weeks from the date of commencement of the session. Once it is accepted by both the houses, then the so-called temporary law will become a permanent law, meaning an ordinance will become an act. This is the story with respect to this. So this is what happened. And of course, some more additional points are there. I'll show you the document, and during the time, I'll be explaining it to you. Look at this. Kindly remember, what is the year? 1993. The Supreme Court has cancelled the coal block allocation that was done since 1993. Right? Kindly remember, they may ask you in the examination from which year the allocation has been cancelled by the court. Answer is 1993. In order to acquire the land, the government has issued the ordinance. Kindly remember, because the word ordinance has come into the picture, in the examination they may ask you who issues the ordinance. Answer is the President of India. Kindly remember this. But the President will act on the advice of the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. But under the Constitution, ordinances are issued by the President. Look at this. In order to acquire the land, the government issued the ordinance. What is an ordinance? Just now I explained you what is the meaning of the ordinance. Ordinance is nothing but a temporary law, I told you. Now, look at this. The blocks will be allotted to government entities and e-auction is conducted for private companies. This is what is going to happen very, very, very soon. Today, look at this. This is the today's point, important. After so many years, it is happening in India. That is today, October 22nd, 2014, the government decided to allow the companies that are incorporated in India to mine the coal and also for selling purpose. Go to next line. I have given something in the form of a note. This is the very, very important point, especially if you are writing the civil service main examination. In India, so far, the mining was permitted only to the India's power, steel, and cement companies. I'm just adding this in here. Look at this. So far, mining was permitted only to the Indian power, steel, and cement companies for their own consumption. But when it comes to the commercial mining, it was since the beginning dominated by Coal India Limited. When it comes to the private companies, power, steel, and cement companies, but for their consumption, commercial purpose, it was done by Coal India Limited. Now it is going to be open for all. Look at this. Now there is going to be a huge competition for the Coal India Limited. Now the Coal India Limited will be forced to increase its generation, power generation. Look at this. One point, kindly remember, so many countries have the coal reserves, but with respect to the largest country with respect to coal reserves, India stands at 5th position. India is the 5th largest country with respect to coal reserves. Kindly remember. Another point at the lower level, kindly see here. Even today also, more than 1/3 of the population, more than 1/3 of the population in India is not connected to the power grid. Very, 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 very sad thing. After achieving independence, after so many years, after the commencement of the constitution, after we have seen so many governments in India, even today also, out of 1.25 billion population in India, one third population is not connected to the power grid even today. Okay. Now, look at this. I have some questions here. I'm just scrolling it down. Kindly have a look at this. I told you already. Look at this. Which of the following courts in India has cancelled the coal block allocation that was done by the government since 1993? And you know the answer? A, B, C, D. Delhi High Court, Bombay High Court, Madras High Court, D, Supreme Court of India, and option should be D, it is the Supreme Court. Hopefully I'm clear. Yes, the answer is D. Just now we have seen. Right. Now, look at this. We have another point. So let me talk to you about this also. This is something to related to the MNS. It is the Maharashtra Navanirman Sena. So this is one of the political parties that is present in Maharashtra, and it is headed by Raj Thackeray. You must be knowing this, gentlemen. And this party was established in the year 2006. And it is considered to be a regional party. For the first time, it contested in the elections in the year 2009. And 13 MLAs from that party got elected. The total strength of Maharashtra Assembly is 288. And out of that, 13 MLAs belonged to Maharashtra Navanirman Sena. Generally, what happens is that if a political party wants to contest in the election commission should permit them to contest in the elections. And once the elections are over, depending on the percentage of the votes that political party gets, depending on the number of seats that a political party will get, the election commission will provide a status of the regional party or the national party. But I am talking to you about Maharashtra Navanirman Sena. It is restricted only to Maharashtra. So, and it was recognized as the regional party. So, what is the basis for this? You might have seen in every election, the candidates who are contesting in the elections, every political party will be allocated with a symbol. Look at this Congress party. It has been allocated with hand symbol. BJP, lotus flower. Mulayam Singh Yadav, Samajwadi Party, cycle symbol. Mayawati, Bahujan Samajwadi Party, elephant symbol. Lalu Prasad Yadav, Rashtriya Janata Dal, lantern symbol. Like this, each political party will be given certain symbols here, so that it will become easy for that political party when they go to the people, they will show the symbol and request the people to vote for this particular symbol. In the similar manner, Raj Thackeray's Maharashtra Navanirman Sena has been allocated with the rail engine symbols. Once a political party is recognized, whatever the symbol that is allocated to the party, that will be attached only to that particular party within the state. But the allocation is not permanent. As long as that particular party is getting the required percentage of votes and number of seats in the concerned house, the symbol continues with that particular party only. But unfortunately, we have seen in recent elections in Maharashtra, the Maharashtra Navanirman Sena strength from 13 in the year 2009 has been reduced to 1. Just one candidate got elected on behalf of this Maharashtra Navanirman Sena. There was no required number of seats. There was no required number of votes. Hence, there is a possibility that Maharashtra Navanirman Sena may lose its election symbol. Whether it is going to happen immediately, our election commission may take some time. Our election commission may not take any decision on this. We have to wait and watch. But one important party in Maharashtra, today, it is on the verge of losing its identity as a regional party. It is on the verge of losing its election symbol. Okay, I'll just show you the document now. Look at this. Maharashtra Navanirman Sena. This party was floated in the year 2006. Every political party is allocated with election symbols. Kindly remember all the points. Any point may be a question in the examination. Look at this. In order to be recognized, very, very important, in order to be recognized by the election commission as a political party, it must get at least 6% of the 6% of the, I'm sorry, something is wrong here, 6% of the valid polled votes and 2 seats in that house. Kindly follow this. Out of the total number of people they have voted in the election, some votes may be nullified. That is the reason why we are using the word valid polled votes. Out of the total, that party must get 6% of the valid polled votes, plus it should get 2 seats in that house. Unfortunately, Maharashtra Navanirman Sena could not achieve this time. Just now I told you, it got just 1 seat. And percentage is also very, very low. Otherwise, first one is the one condition. Otherwise, I am highlighting this point. That particular party should win at least 3% of the seats. Either you win 6% of the valid poll votes plus 2 seats. Otherwise, if you get at least 3% of the seats in the concerned assembly, then your recognition will be intact. Unfortunately, this time it did not happen to the Maharashtra Navanirman Sena. Look at this. The condition for recognition is that the party will be allotted with the election symbol. In the recently concluded election, the party, that is MNS, Maharashtra Navanirman Sena, could not meet the criteria. Hence, there is a possibility of losing the election symbol. Kindly remember this. Right? And one more important point, there may be a possibility in the examination. They may ask you, what is the election symbol of Maharashtra Navanirman Sena? And that symbol is a rail engine. That is the reason why tomorrow we may see in the newspaper saying that rail engine may be derailed. Like this, the statements will be coming up in the newspaper. Look at this. Look at this here. Few points are there. In 2009 elections, the party got 13 MLAs and secured 5.7% of the seats during that time. And look at this now. Unfortunately, what happened? Just 1 MLA. Just 1 MLA for Maharashtra Navanirman Sena. And he is Mr. Sharad Bhimji Sonawani. And he was elected from Junnar constituency. Kindly remember, of course, BJP is in touch with this particular gentleman and BJP wants his support, and definitely they are going to extend the support to BJP. Now look at this moment. Yeah. Who allots the election symbols for the parties that are contesting in the Lok Sabha and Assembly elections? You must be knowing the answers. Just look at the options 1, 2, 3, and 4. Union Home Minister, no. State Home Minister, no. State Election Commission, again wrong. And answer is Central Election Commission. It is the responsibility of the Central Election Commission to allocate the symbols. So hence answer should be option number 4. Okay. Kindly, if you want to look at the question, kindly look at the question, please. Who allots the election symbols? Answer is the Central Election Commission. Right. Now, look at this. Another question is there. Which of the following institutions conducts the state assembly elections? Who will conduct the state assembly elections? ABCD, central government, state government, state election commission, central election commission. Assembly elections are conducted by the so-called Central Election Commission. Kindly remember this point, very, very important. Look at this. We have the Central Election Commission in India under the Constitution. It has been entrusted with the powers of conducting the 6 important elections in India. I am just reading it out. Kindly remember this. That Central Election Commission will conduct the elections of the President, Vice President, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, assemblies, and state legislative councils. These are the 6 elections that are conducted by the State Election Commission, that is the Central Election Commission. Very, very important. That's the reason why. So the assembly elections that were conducted in Maharashtra and Haryana, they were also conducted by Central Election Commission and not by the State Election Commission. Most of you must be knowing that in every state today I have Panchayati Raj and also the municipalities. And when it comes to the elections of Panchayati Raj and municipalities, these elections are conducted by the State Election Commission. But otherwise, higher level, starting from Assembly, Legislative Council, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, President, Vice President, all the elections are conducted by Central Election Commission. Hopefully, I am clear. I'll just open the document for you. Have a look at this again. State Assembly elections are conducted by option number 4 is the answer. Central Election Commission. Yes. Look at this. I've given certain points for you. Please remember that the Central Election Commission will conduct elections of President, Vice President, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, assemblies, and the State Legislative Council. Look at the last point here. Also make a note. Important. The Panchayati Raj elections and the municipalities elections are conducted by State Election Commission. Kindly remember all the points here. I'm coming back onto the screen. So that's the end of the story for today. And I already informed you in the beginning itself. So let's have some holidays tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and followed by Saturday and Sunday. So I'll be there in Bangalore for 2 days. So I'll be coming back and I'll be joining you again on Monday. Right? So I wish you all a very, very happy Diwali. Have a very, very nice time. If the time permits for you, out of these holidays, kindly go through some of the videos. And if you have any doubts, feel free to mail me back. And I wish you all the very, very best. Have a very, very nice time with respect to all the holidays. So, ladies and gentlemen, see you on Monday, 27th October at 9 p.m. Thank you so much. Thanks for being with me.